Brought to you by 4D Termination Incorporated, empowering non-custodial parents and strengthening families. Brought to you by 4D Termination Incorporated, Educational Information Services, the non-custodial advocates. The information contained in this video is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal advice on any subject matter.
Yes, let me ask you a question. To COVID-19, are you referring to the PPP loan?
No. It's the Eidl, a targeted advance and supplemental advance.
Okay, so, and is it under your business account or is it under your personal Social Security number?
Well, it's under my Social Security number because I applied for those grants as a sole proprietor.
Okay, so Small Business Administration approves a grant as a grant, not a loan.
Yes, ma'am. And
because it's grant money, who has you into the offset program? Who placed you into the offset program? And what status?
The Department of Human Services.
Okay, so the Department of Human Services placed you into the offset program. Mm-hmm. So when you receive federal funds, not to tell the source, but when you receive federal funds, those funds are going to be offset and sent to the Department of Human Resources for child support.
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, the thing is that you guys have a list on your website that specifically states that these payments are exempt from that program, like for any debt.
What? Now, hold on. Which website are you looking at? Are you looking for the IRS website?
No, I'm looking at the Department of Treasury website.
Well, which department?
It is.
Is it with the IRS website?
No. Give me 1 second, and I'll give you the address. Hold on. Okay. Right here. Okay. So, the address of that is fiscal.treasury.gov.
Okay, that's our website. And it says that certain type of category sources are not subject to being reduced, correct?
I know the document's called Treasury Offset Program, payments exempt from offset by dispersing officials, non-tax debt collection. And it's page 7, and on the third row, it lists the payments from the SBA with the Eidl grants is exempt.
Okay, this is what you're saying. Small Business Administration has a program set up under the Eidl,
mm-hmm.
and they're sending you funds. They're giving you funds per the Eidl program that's supposed to be non-exempt from any outstanding federal or state taxes.
Mm-hmm.
But because the Department of Human Resources placed you into the top offset program under your Social Security number, when you receive federal revenue, it did not say the key word, you receive federal revenue. It does not say which category
it's not federal revenue.
It came from.
It's not federal revenue because
yes, it is.
These grants are non-taxable and they're not included in gross income.
No, hold on. Don't worry about the gross income. That's tax perspective.
Mm-hmm.
The source is coming from Small Business Administration per a Eidl project, correct? The Department of Human Service have you into this top offset. So what that is telling me is when you receive any federal funds, the Department of Human Resources is asking for your funds to be sent to them. However, the source you got those funds from is not exempt. They're not exempt to do that. So you should receive the letter. It says, please retain for your records. If you have that.
No, ma'am, I never got a notification.
You have that
letter? No, ma'am, I never got a notification from the Bureau of Fiscal Service, and I never got a notification from the creditor.
So who got your money? Human Resources have to have the funds.
They said that they had the funds, and then I told them that it was a mistake of fact. I tried to dispute the fact with them. At first, they wasn't trying to let me do it, and now that I gave them the facts, I spoke with the state office. They're trying to give me a court date that's pushed back to September 27th.
Slow down. I hear what you're saying, and I'm going with you.
Mm-hmm.
The Department of Health and Human Resources received federal funds from you.
Mm-hmm.
Those federal funds, according to what I'm hearing from you, which is the $5,000
mm-hmm.
that came from Small Business Administration,
mm-hmm.
should not be applied to any outstanding federal debt.
Right.
Or state debt, because it's considered as exempt due to the COVID-19 Eidl program.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you should have received a letter, because on May 19th, the $5,000 was taken, and it was sent to the Child Support Department
mm-hmm.
in Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
So they have your funds. So what I'm hearing is that you need to contact the Department of Health and Human Services at the 1-800-522-2922 and tell them that the funds that they received was considered exempt.
That's what I did already. I did that already.
The COVID-19 EDL, and you need to have the funds be reversed back to get sent back to you in order for Small Business Administration to send you out a check or another source.
Right. And I've already gotten in contact with them, and I've told them all that. I gave them all the detailed information that you just mentioned, and they are not trying to give it back to me.
Okay, so what is your senator? So what did you tell your senator then?
I told her that same information, and she's trying to get in contact with Department of Treasury because of those phone calls that I had with the other two agents. They were recorded, so I sent her those recorded calls where they were saying, that this is an error from the SBA sending these payments over to us as vendor payments, and they're not vendor payments; they're grants. That's what they told me. So I sent those to her. I sent all the information to her. I sent her the document that I just told you about on your website. And
well, it isn't. Sir, I'm sorry for cutting you off. That's not the issue, Mr. Deal. The Department of Human Service received federal funds that is considered exempt due to the COVID-19 EDL.
Right.
Those funds need to be reversed back to you. Small Business Administration sent them over as a vendor because that's how you get your application.
Right.
Okay, so they following their guidelines correctly. The source is Department of Health and Human Service, who received the revenue in the wrong category.
I see what you're saying.
That's where your issue comes from.
I'm so glad you're breaking this down for me, ma'am. You don't know how much I appreciate this.
You're welcome. That's what I'm hearing. So they need to reverse those funds and send them back to you. Because Small Business Administration, they did, according to what I'm hearing from you, they did their program correctly. You are a vendor in their category.
Mm-hmm.
So vendor funds can be offset. But Department of Health and Human Service has those funds, and according to the documentation that you showed, that vendor money was considered exempt due to the COVID-19 EDL program.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what your senator, it doesn't need to go to the Treasury. It doesn't need to go to small business. It needs to go to the Department of Health and Human Service and tell them to give you back your money and do not apply it to your outstanding child support bill.
Okay, now how can I get the the Department of Treasury to relay that message to my senator.
You have to tell them. I cannot disclose that information to her. That's third party.
Well, I filled out the little form where she can legally speak to you guys on my behalf. So how do I get her to get in contact with you guys?
There's a Form 13. That's what she's filling out. I'm getting authorization. But when she contacted Treasury, sir, what's going to happen? We're still going to tell her the same thing. There was a vendor payment that was applied.
But then she can go to the Department of Human Services with her position and let them know what you guys have told her, saying that those are not supposed to be taken. And she can have them reverse that.
No. You're not on the same page as me. You have the burden of proof that the funds you receive from Small Business Administration was considered non-exempt per the COVID-19 EDL, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Therefore, the Department of Health and Human Services, who she need to communicate with, needs to reverse your funds back out. Because if she contacted Treasury, the funds came in as a vendor. And per our guidelines, vendor funds are subject to be offset and applied to any outstanding debt according to what they have you in the system. It's not small business problem. It's not the Treasury. It's the Department of Health and Human Service need to understand the source of revenue that came in was considered exempt per the COVID-19 EDL category.
Right.
That's what you should be explaining to her.
Okay.
So she can take the Department of Health and Human Service to get the funds reversed back. If she contacts the Treasury, they're going to tell her the same thing. Those were vendor funds. Vendor funds are subject to being applied to any outstanding federal debt.
Right. Well, see, I know that if I look on the SBA, if you look at the definition of vendor payments, they're, like, say, if I promise them to get them goods and services from my business, then they would give me a loan, or like a payment or whatever, like in advance or whatever, but it wasn't like that. Because if that was the case, I would have a purchase order. There's no purchase order. And that's what the other...
So with the COVID-19 EDL category, how do you qualify for them to receive revenue from that source?
Like you fill out an application.
What type of application?
You fill out a loan application, but I didn't get the loan. I got denied for the loan, and I got accepted for the advance. And I've been getting the advances ever since.
Okay. But for what reason? Is it a personal? Is it a business? Is it a self-proprietor? What application did you submit to small business in order to qualify for that particular grant or loan?
It was like for my sole proprietor business that I am. I guess for my paycheck protection or for my rent, for my mortgage or just whatever it was, I didn't have to pay it back.
Emergency fund for your personal living status, food, clothing, shelter.
Yeah.
Is that the criteria?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was not a vendor then.
Right.
You're not a vendor.
Right. And that's what they were saying. That's what the other agents were saying.
If it's for food, clothes, and shelter, that's not a vendor. That's just an emergency due to the economical statuses we have it at this time.
Yeah. Now, they said it was for, basically, like pay my rent on my mortgages or to handle any of my debts or to, they really didn't put a cap on what it was limited for. It was just to help me out during, like, the COVID-19 with my business, because my business has suffered.
Hold on. Is it personal? Is it business? You have two different issues.
But it's for my sole proprietor business. I'm not an LLC business. I'm a sole proprietor. But they told me that I could use the funds.
So you are a business.
Huh?
But Sir, Mr. Dale, you're messing yourself up.
Okay.
You are a business. You don't have to be an LLC. You don't have to be a corporation. You are a sole proprietor,
right.
Self-employed business.
Right, I understand that, but
so you are a vendor.
But what I'm explaining is what they told me I could use the funds for. There wasn't no cap on. But it wasn't.
That's correct.
But it wasn't specifically to.
That's correct, sir. Business.
Mm-hmm.
But you are a vendor. You are a vendor under the Small Business Administration. You are considered a vendor.
Also, any payments that come to me are vendor payments, right?
Because you're self-employed. You're a sole proprietor. You're a vendor.
Right, I hear what you're saying. And because those are vendor payments, that they were eligible for the offset program, but because they're exempt from the program on the list, that wasn't supposed to happen.
There you go.
Got it.
And who has your funds? Who has your funds?
Department of Human Services.
And who do you need to talk to?
My state senator.
To inform what?
To inform her that, well, I mean, that's the hard part because I've already made them aware. I've already made DHS aware, so it's not like they don't understand. They've already been made aware of the situation. They're just not giving me my money.
They're not going to give you no money because of why?
Because they think...
You still owe them. You owe child support. What you think? They're going to give you back your money because they got $5,000?
No.
And you owe child support?
Okay, so that's another story. Do you want to talk about the child support?
Yes. No. Let's stay focused.
Okay.
You owe them child support.
Okay, but wait a minute.
So
even if I owe them child support, those payments are still exempt from the offset program.
Because of what? Tell me again.
Because there are COVID-19 relief grants.
There you go. So who you need to tell that to?
I need to tell that to the senator.
His senator to tell the human resource.
Also tell the senator to tell that to human resource? That's it?
Yeah, Department of Health and Human Service who have your funds. You try to get your funds back to you.
Right. But I guess they want to validate that information with you guys first before they go to the Department of Human Services.
No, sir.
But I know that...
Mr. Bell.
Yeah.
When we get to talking to here, again, if you are a vendor and vendor funds are subject to being offset, right?
Yeah.
So the Treasury did their part.
Right.
It's the source that received your funds in error.
Okay.
You just got to saying it.
Right.
They receive your funds in error because of what?
Because they're COVID-19 tax relief grants.
And it's exempt.
Yes, ma'am. But I was trying to figure out why she was trying to contact you guys.
Because we transfer the funds to the Department of Health and Human Service. And that's not, when you contact her back, now do you got a clear understanding, A, B, and C?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you contact her back, you can explain to her that the funds was correctly sent to the Department of Health and Human Service because it's treated as a vendor payment for the Treasury. However, the funds should not be treated as a vendor payment from the Department of Health and Human Service because it meets the guidelines for the COVID-19 EDL exempt status. And you're requesting your money to be sent back to you.
Got you. That's exactly.
You sure?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly how I'm going to say it verbatim.
Okay. And you understand the reason why I say that?
Yes, ma'am. Because
you got it down pat.
Yes, because you guys did it right on y'all's end because it was sent to you guys as vendor payments because I'm the vendor. And it was sent to you as a vendor payment, but it was on Department of Human Services to give that back to me once they had received it because of the COVID-19 exemption status.
There you go. See?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you so much, man. You just don't know how much I appreciate that.
Don't get it confused. Take your time. Think about it. Right? If you got to recap it, write it down from A plus to Z. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm going to go do right now, actually.
All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you so much for calling the Department of Treasury. Good luck now. And see, also, too, Mr. Dale, you got your letter, too, don't you? Don't you got that letter that says what happened to my payment?
No.
Oh, you have that letter?
No, I didn't get, like a notification. I know I'm supposed to get a notification from the Bureau of Fiscal Service. If they don't do it, I'm supposed to get a notification from the Department of Human Services. The Department of Human Services never did that.
You should have received a letter on 5/19.
I didn't find out about these offsets until about 2 weeks after I was showed funded of these funds, and then I spoke to the Department of Treasury, and the Department of Treasury told me they were taken for offset.
You should have received an offset letter dated 5/19 of 2021. It was sent to. I'll tell you the address it was sent to.
Okay.
Because anytime your funds get, okay. It didn't have an address. It had 275. So if you contact the 304-3107 number, ask for a duplicate copy of that offset letter.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Then dated 5/19. But the senator doesn't need to talk to the treasurer. The senator needs to talk to the child support division to get your funds sent back to you.
Okay, I'm about to go and write all this information down right now, and I'm going to get on the phone with her on the email and let her know this information.
Yes. Okay, good luck now.
Thank you so much again, ma'am.
You're so welcome. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Brought to you by and edited and produced by me, Tiny Drew Deal, with 4D Termination Incorporated. So if you guys want to learn more, you can reach us at our Facebook group, which is provided in the link here, or you can also reach me at my Gmail, which is provided here. So if you guys like this video, you guys should hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. Thanks again for watching. We are 4D Termination Incorporated, non-custodial parents advocates, and we are here to empower non-custodial parents and strengthen families.